everybody. Thanks for coming over. My name is Michael. I'm the owner of actually Kootenay Ecotech, and we are distributor of Yellow Blue Canada. Yellow Blue Canada has been in Canada for over 7 years now, helping lots of homeowners to save energy. So we are in a saving energy business. We're not in producing energy. We're trying to conserve energy in our house. So a lot of the problems that we have now these days, we all know that heat convection from the roof attic comes down into your house and makes your house very uncomfortable in the afternoon. So our product line are basically made in order to keep the heat outside of our house and keep the house nice and comfortable for everybody. So what I'm looking at today is I'm not going to go through the full slideshows because there's way too much to explain. I'm just going to go over the couple of products that we have here today that I want you guys to pay attention of, which is, first thing is, the Yellow Blue fan, solar attic fan that we have in place here is basically a solar fan that is put onto the roof system that is going to prevent the heat from transferring into our house. So we're trying to keep the house very nice and cool by taking the excess heat out of the attic and then taking it outside the roof system. And two reasons why is to keep the house more comfortable and save the roof system from the overheating after time. So you're always thinking about, wow, it's so warm, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we got so much heat coming into our house right now, and due to the fact it's because we have heat coming from the roof system transferring down to our house, which makes the house way too warm for us, way too warm for me anyway. By adding the fan, what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the heat transfer coming from the roof system into our attic down to our comfortable living area, which is not so comfortable when it's so warm, and that's the reason why we use the fan, in order to keep that heat out. Second thing that we use in our line of product is the insulation, which is, I only got a small piece here. We have a bigger piece at the table. Come over and ask some question after. The insulation is based on 3 components in this one here. We have a 99.9% insulation aluminum barrier, basically 99.9% aluminum on both sides and insulation in the middle. Reason why we have the aluminum is everybody knows the firefighter, when they get into a huge fire, they have an issue, they put the blankets over them to protect themselves from the heat coming by and the fire. So the same reason why the insulation was built with the aluminum is to reflect the heat out. We're not in the R value. Insulation is a restriction. We're not in a restriction business. We're basically in the thermal blocking business. We're stopping the heat from coming radiating down to your house. So it's very important that people understand that our company has designed a product to thermal block the heat transfer. We're not just restricting it, we're actually blocking it, we're reflecting it back to the attic. And the same thing in the living room. We got the living room, we're downstairs, the heat doesn't penetrate, come down to the roof system, into drywall. We're having a nice, comfortable living area. Now we reverse the process for the winter. We keep the heat inside and the cold outside. So we're gaining most of the installation that we've put this product in to an older house or newer house. We've gained down 30 to 45% energy saving. We're talking about cooling and heating, summer and winter. Very important. It's not we're not just restricting heat, we're simply blocking it and directing it by up to the roof or back to the house. A new product that I'm going to bring to your guys' attention quickly is the newest product that Yellow Blue has actually made in production now. We have their own production line that design and does the production of the new product. I haven't told you guys, but this 1/4 inch thickness insulation has a R11.2 value, R value to it, by a 1/4 inch thickness. You guys, everybody knows R6, R12, it's pretty thick. This new product has now outstanding radius of 19 point, what is it, Travis? 17.9? It's so new I barely got to know the product. So, however, this product is now available. And it's outstanding. The result that we've been having, we have a heat lamp. We have heat lamps out there. Everybody's asking, what's the heat lamp test out there? We have a box that we have a normal house insulation. and we have a house insulation with the attic insulation over the top of it. So if you look at the two lights, you'll see one reading the temperature without, one with the insulation. You'll see what are we looking at, the difference of
150.7
and then around 93 or 95 Fahrenheit.
With our stuff.
So huge difference in the heat transfer. So we're looking at about we're about 40 to 50%.
53 degrees difference.
So a huge difference in heat transfer. And one of the reasons why we do put the product together, which is the fan and the solar fan and the attic product, because here's one of the issues. If I come over to your place, I put the attic product in first, I'm going to be transferring all that heat because the heat won't penetrate through my insulation no more. We'll be bouncing it right back to the attic. I will be putting so much stress to the attic system. That's the reason why we bring the actual solar fan to draw that excess heat out. Does anybody follow up so far? Any question about a couple of things, just while I got a couple of people there? Everything makes sense?
How much is the fan?
Good question. First question I would ask anyway. So the fan is $1,850. So it's $1,850. That is install cost. So one of our guys come over and put it at your place, actually, install costs. The fan are built by an engineer named Dennis Grob. Dennis had a big issue in Texas. It was too warm. So he came up with an idea to get some of the heat out, and he came up with this design. The design is built on aircraft aluminum, so very resistant, no plastic part, a DC brushless motor, and it doesn't have, it's a variable motor, so it doesn't need full sunlight, it only needs a daylight to be activated. So the fan will always be running. If you're asking what is the fan doing in the winter, nothing. It's dormant, it's waiting for sun, or excess heat again.
So if it gets covered by snow, it's SOL?
If it gets covered by snow, it basically just sits there in the winter, and then it's dormant until the sun comes up and the snow melt comes in place. Daniela?
Sorry, thank you. I was a few seconds late.
Yeah.
You might have said that you're calling that a solar fan.
Yeah.
So that drum sits on the outside of the roof. That's correct. You might have said that. So that drum that is on the outside.
Yeah. So
A
this.
portion of that thing, it's in the shape of a mushroom.
I know.
A portion of that sits outside.
So this portion will be sitting on top of the roof system, and then the shingle, asphalt shingles, will go around the side of the fan or the metal, and then basically will be dripping down, and then keeps going down the roof system.
Excuse me. So the mushroom is up.
So what you see above the roof is basically right up to the neck up.
Oh, so the fan is not here.
No, the fan is built inside the air trap. You want to show them? Go around and show them. And the fan was built in order that we have different models. So yeah, exactly. So we have different models. If you don't have the sunlight direct on the fan, we have detachable panel that we can put at the end of the attic, at the gable end. We have adjustable panel, angle panel.
Sucks the air out of the attic.
Yes, it sucks it out and it blows it out here. So
Actually, if anybody has the time later on, we've put the fan on front of the heat lamp, and the heat lamp will activate the fan just as is. We don't even need much to actually make it go.
we also have a video going.
Yep, we have a video of the install, the fan, everything else. Anybody else, another question for me?
How much $1 per square foot?
So $1 per square feet. So then the product that we've been selling for the 5-6 years in the past right now, and we still will be selling it, is $3.89 a square feet for this product here in place. The new one went $1 on the square footage, so we're looking at $4.89 for the newer product. Efficiency between the two, very similar, but very much more for your buck on the R value, and especially on the reflective insulation, because we do
Basically say 33% better.
exactly, because the
17.9%.
That's-
and 11.5.
and the reason why it's because they've actually spent millions of dollars. Yellow Blue has spent $1 million research and development the past 3 years to come up with this product. A very, very special product that is, we're the only manufacturer for this exact product right now. So a 1/4 inch thickness will gain you a very huge amount of R value, but not only the R value, I really want to implement the fact that we're in a reflective business. So we do not let the heat go through. We're very thorough about this. We want people to understand. Yes?
So it's installed on the inside of the attic?
So you got 4 ways to install it. We have pretty much house wrap, so we can use it for house wrapping. Same as, the Tyvek, we would put it before the Tyvek and it's Tyvek over top of it. We have the attic insulation. We would put the attic, say we got the joists are coming here. We have the matting insulation in here. We would simply put the insulation over top of the entire attic, overlap the rolls. There's no staples, there's no taping required because we want the material to breathe. So if anybody look at the material, it seems a little beat up right now because we've been taking it everywhere. If you look through at the light, you'll see that there is perforation in the material that allows moisture transfer from the attic and the walls. Because we don't want to trap moisture, worst enemy for us, right? We'll get some black mold, we'll get some speckled mold, and so there's perforated in the fabric, so allows the moisture to transfer. Very important, we don't want moisture to be trapped in our house. That's one of the worst things we can have. We have another product that is called the white face. We have crawl space, uninsulated garage between the house wall and the house garage. There's no insulation, and there's a difference in temperature between the two. We would use our third product, which is the Eco Shield, to actually do that thermal blocking between the garage or the crawl space. We have the white face that does that reason too. The white face is face down, and we have the reflective over top of it, which is stop the moisture from coming up, and it keeps the heat from coming down to our floor joists. Any other good question? Give me something. I'll try to find out a cool slideshow at the same time. Traditional insulation, it is a sponge. It's true. How much heat can you actually absorb before you can't take it no more? Well, I tell you, after half an hour outside, if I've been sitting there in the sun, I can't take it no more. I gotta go somewhere. Same idea. We got the sponge, the matting. So the sponge does that. It's the same as the insulation we have in the house. It eats up. It eats up so much that we can't do no more. So the heat transfer go from the sponge to your house. There is no other way. It can't go anywhere else. It's got to go somewhere. So heat transfer goes downwards, and we're feeling it in the afternoon. That was the whole principle of having the insulation in place. We're really trying to cut down that heat transfer. We're thermal blocking it again. Very important. Very important in the product.
Can you go back to the fiberglass slide?
Yeah, for sure.
Fast.
We have the technology. I think we can do that. This one?
No.
Next one.
Yeah, that one.
There you go. Fiberglass. It is true. It is a synthetic material. It does emit styrene, which is very. You guys can read that? French. The accent. So it is true. It does release a gas. It is not good for us. It is bad for our environment, and we live inside of our house. So this is a very important fact. I haven't seen that in a while. Let's see. Heat resistance. So that's cute. I don't think that's what I want to see when I go in my attic. Does anybody goes in their attic once in a while? Yeah? Surprising. Most people don't. We never know what's in there. But dollar signs, because the heat goes up. So we're paying money. We're paying money for the electricity. The heat rises, exit our house. Where does it go? We're just paying for it. That was the whole idea. We wanted to keep the heat inside our house and keep the heat outside in the summer. I really want to keep my house as comfortable as I can. I think it becomes comfort long term with money bills. Let's look at the bills. Are they going to be, you think Ford is going to drop their prices now in the next couple of years? Or no, it's going to go back up again, right? So we put the insulation in once and it's done forever. So this is where we're going with this, where the prices in insulation is not going to rise that much, but the price of electricity, everything else, utilities cost is going up, and we keep seeing this all the time. multi-layer reflective insulation. This is what you guys are seeing here. This is the specific name of the insulation. It's MLI, multi-layer insulation. It was designed for spaceship. They're using them in the airplanes because it's very lightweight and very effective as, you know, heat transfer in keeping the heat inside and outside. Look at this. That's the same attic that we looked earlier. Beautiful. It looks great. So what the guys have done in there is they have cleaned up the attic. There was barely any insulation. They've blown in about 6 to 8 inches of insulation because our insulation will work well with what's in place. If you don't have anything in place,
Don't work.
it works, but it doesn't give you the effectiveness that you should have. This attic is looking great. It's clean. It's insulated now. We know that they're not going to lose much heat no more. The heating mills are going to come down, and same in the summer when they're trying to cool down their house. Very important. What else? Firefighter, we've covered that. The suit, that's the whole idea. Here, it says here, suit designed to withstand radiant heat up to 3,000 degrees. That's very warm. That's very, very warm. I wouldn't want to be inside that blanket. Summer, winter, I think everybody got the idea. Keep the heat out, keep the heat in, same principle. Before and after, we have the joist, so everybody get the principle. We're just basically going to set the insulation over top of the joist and have a very tight area, very tidy, and dust won't be going everywhere in the attic. If somebody has seen it one time, you go in the attic, you shine the flashlight, this happens to us quite often. You shine the flashlight and you see that fiberglass just doing his things in there. Well, we're going to cut down into this as well because we retain everything down. It's very, I think until I got shown that the fiberglass is in the air and then they showed me all this stuff, I wasn't really aware until I got down to this, and I'm like, yeah, it's actually very important. I didn't know about the styrene, I didn't know about this gas in it. So, woo, look at this. Yeah, I guess somebody decided they needed more insulation but hasn't really done it properly. Oh, there you go. So the crew came over. There is a huge problem here that people wouldn't really realize right away. This insulation's been blowing in so far in that the attic venting has been blocked off, completely blocked off. So there was no air transfer in this attic no more. Very huge problem because we're going to see moisture build up. You're going to get some of the roof joists and the plywood or the presswood will get some speckles of black molds. So a couple of things like this. Now, we've pulled back the insulation in the back. We've put the boards so that the airflow comes over and actually travels up to the attic. Very important to keep airflow up there. It is crucial for a house to have airflow up in the attic. More styrene. Here you go. Very, very simple product to install. Our install crew come over usually. It takes us about a day or less. We're in and out. The stuff gets done, gets installed properly. It looks like this. This is the white face, the product that we use for crawl space outside the building and where there's moisture. We're going to use the white face because the white face down will block any moisture from coming up, and we have still the reflective insulation on the other side to keep the heat from coming down. So we're really cautious about keeping the heat up or down, depending. Go ahead.
So what about, so once you put the reflective insulation in there, what if you need to do like electrical work or something, get back up in the attic, walk around, you know?
Because it's not stable and not actually taped together.
Okay.
You just
Good.
lift the sheeting.
Okay.
You actually pull this sheeting apart, which is super nice. It's only overlap 4-inch. The real reason about
Why, sorry guys, real reason why we don't staple anything and all that stuff is the airflow is very important. The reason why we have perforation in the product, we want the airflow. We don't want the heat transfer. We want the air to be traveling through, and especially the moisture not be trapped in there. That's a big issue that we encounter once or twice. So we're cautious. Any other question on this?
What kind of warranty?
Warranty on the installation? The product itself. As far as warranty goes, this product, I never had a recall on the product because I don't know what could go wrong.
Nobody goes in the attic.
Yeah, but also because the clients are so satisfied with the result, we never really had a call on the installation because they see a radical effect on their heating and cooling bills because the product been in place. We haven't had any recall on the installation. The fan, we never had any problems with them.
It's got a 35-year.
The fan's got a 35 lifespan on them, but Dennis, the inventor, the engineer told me they will go over 50 years. And it is mine to build this fan to last.
Is it built in the States or overseas?
It's built in the States, built an aircraft aluminum grade material. There is absolutely no plastic parts in there. It's a brushless DC motor, very well built. The panel doesn't need a direct sunlight. It's an actually progressive sunlight. It only needs a daylight to be activated. Very, very well built.
Is the price going up because of Trump?
No.
Not yet.
No, we keep the price down, but he's not making anything easy, that's for sure.
Running out of time here.
Why not?
Last question?
Is it eligible for rebates when you're doing, say,
With the Fortis program or other rebates?
like a eco-save energy program?
We are talking with Carmen's to be on the program right now. They put us on the list of contractors. So I sure hope it's going to be eligible for some of the rebates because I would like to see you guys to have this stuff in there. When are we going? Who goes first? Any other question before we wrap it up?
I'll take the card.
You take the card? I like that. That's the attitude right there.
We also give out free home evaluations. So the energy evaluations.
Yeah, we have a sheet that at our table you can sign for free home evaluation. One of us will come over, do a quick review on the house, look at what we could improve with our product and what we could not really do anything. We're not going to try to create issues to put a product in. If we can help, we will. If not, we will tell you where to go and get the right product for the job. But pretty much.
Free, no cost. It's
Yeah, definitely. No cost,
our
anything.
guys
Sign
come
up.
in and it's nothing but it'll help you.
It's
You know,
information.
that's right. More information, then you can get a free evaluation stuff. We have our sheet at our booth, and
And we kind of have to wrap it up. We're running out of time. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation set up. Thanks everyone for coming.